Hello everyone. We are going to continue our previous session on Postal Volume 7. We were seeing about CRC, Computerized Registration Sorting Center. We saw the duties of System Administrator, who will be the in charge, and then we have seen the responsibilities of a Supervisor. Now we are going to continue and see what is the work of a registered sorting assistant. So it is going to be basically the same thing that what a manual registered sorting assistant is going to do. So what will be the extra thing? So like he has to use a particular system. He'll be having a particular workspace, and that will be assigned by the supervisor. And then naturally, whenever they are given a username and a password, they're going to be responsible for their secrecy and maintenance. So apart from that, everything else is going to be the same, just as in the manual thing. They're going to sort it out after sorting. Like sorting will be done through the system. Like if they open a particular office in the system, articles addressed to that office is going to be scanned by them and a list will be generated. This is whatever they're going to do manually, it will be entered through the system. So in case if there is any discrepancy, naturally they will be bringing it to the notice of the supervisor. Visa in manual, they are going to bring it to the notice of HSA. Since this is a computerized sorting CRC, the designation is not HSA here, the designation is supervisor. So we are going to bring it to the notice of supervisor. So how they are going to work the pattern, everything is described as it is called as packet mode. So after finishing everything, in case that's one particular registered sorting assistant, even manual, after sorting everything, he can only close bags to particular offices. In case he can close bags to 4 offices or 10 offices only. But after sorting out, he finds that in the he has to close bags to like 15 other offices also. So the articles that are addressed to the officers for which he is not closing the bag, he has to hand over those articles to the concerned registered sorting assistant who is going to actually close the bags to that particular stations. So if it is manual, he is going to give an acknowledgement or get the receipt and hand over just manually. What about the system and software? The articles are going to be assigned to him. It will be under his username and it will be in his session. So he has to transfer these articles to the concerned other RSAs and for which there is a transfer option available. So based on that, he is going to transfer. Once the other person receives it, it means that they are acknowledging the transfer or receipt of the articles. So the extra step is that instead of giving a manual acknowledgement, it is the transfer of articles also happens in the software. Apart from that, what else he has to do? He is going to transfer articles to others. In the similar way, those other RSAs will be having articles that have to be closed to the offices that this particular person is going to close. So he will be receiving those articles also. So in this transfer option, he can transfer the articles and he has to give acknowledgement for the articles for which he has acknowledgement of the articles that he has received from other RSAs. So if he has an interim dispatch, he's going to give an interim dispatch. Naturally, at the end of the day, he's going to generate the reports and summary, everything. If there is any short or excess, what do you mean by short or excess? Like in the receipts registration list, they have listed out 10 articles, or like 100 articles. But on counting of the articles, there is going to be only 101, which means one is excess. If it is 98 or 95, it's short. So you will know that as you scan it. So this kind of short or excess is also going to be reported to the supervisor. So after all this, he's also going to close the session in the system also. So there is going to be an extra step. Whatever is they're doing it in manually, they're going to do it through the system also. Next is in this, as far as this part is concerned, you just have to know what is packet mode and what is parallel mode. What is packet mode? If the working pattern is in packet mode, then the RSA is going to transfer the articles to the other RSA through the transfer option, and he has to wait for their acknowledgement. In parallel mode, he will he has to identify first. In parallel mode, he can also transfer as well as acknowledge the bundles that is being transferred to him. That is parallel mode. There they are going to just first send the articles that are going to be sent out to the other RSAs, and then acknowledge the receipt of the articles that are given to him. At the end of the day, the reports regarding everything will be done. So, what is an ensure? What is the role of an ensure sorting assistant? It is definitely in the name itself. From where is this ensure sorting assistant going to receive the articles? See, there is not generally there will not be a separate insured bag. If there is a separate insured bag received, then the supervisor is going to give it directly to him. But generally, the insured articles are closed inside the registration bags only. So, who will identify the insured articles or insured bag that are closed inside the registered bag? Naturally, the registered sorting assistant who is handling the bag, after opening it, when he sees that there are insured articles inside that, then he is going to use the transfer option and transfer those articles to the ISA. Then ISA is going to acknowledge it, and then he's going to check everything is correct. And then if required, like if there are 2 or more articles assigned to that are addressed to a particular station, generate a checklist and then hand it over to the supervisor before dispatch. Why? Supervisor is responsible for ensuring the safety of the insured articles. So he has to check the weight and everything will be done like how manually it is done. Extra thing that you're going to learn here is the acknowledgement is going to be given through the system. If there is no separate ISA, if there are more than one RSA is available, then the supervisor can say who will assign who you will do this insured articles, or it will be dispatched in the due course of the duties of the RSA. So now, so far we saw in CRC, what are all the roles we saw? CRC means Computerized Registration Sorting Center. The first person whom you have to see is System Administrator, who is going to be the in charge. Supervisor, who will basically be doing the role of a HSA here. But he's just that he will not be assigned designated as the in charge, but his roles and duties will be similar to that of an HSA. So he will be assigning the duties, everything, custody of the bags and all is and with supervisor. Next is RSA's registration sorting assistant, the person who is going to do the work or everything sorting. And if there are separate designated ISAs, then their role involves handling of insured articles. So we saw the duties and responsibilities of 4 people under the CRC. So apart from this, there is going to be some definitions that you need to remember. What do you mean by set master? Set master was how many set is going to be, how many sets are there in the particular CRC. Like set means you can short form remember batches. People are going to work in particular batch. For a particular set of people are going to work for a particular period of time, which is called as set. So the number of set is stored in set master. Staff profile, as the name suggests, all the name and particulars of the system administrator, everybody who is working there, their details are going to be stored in staff profile. Service masters, okay, you're going to see all the kind of articles that is being handled by the CRC, which means it can be like VP or insured, registered, whatever it is going to be having. It is going to be stored in the service master. Office of origin master, office of origin. Just remember, office of origin. Like you're going to receive the articles from particular other offices. It may be a post office or it may be an other fellow mail office or a section. So from whichever office you're going to receive the bag, those details of that officers will be contained in this master. Mail agency master. What do you mean by mail agency master? So, what are the modes through which you're going to distribute the bag, which you're going to transport the mail bags, like MMS, section, vans, who are all the people involved in it. So, those data is going to be in mail agency master. Office of destination master. If office of origin master means then particulars of the officers who are going to close the bags to you, who are going to give the bags to you. Office of destination naturally means the opposite. The officers to whom you have to close the bags. That is contained in office of destination. Due mail list. Receipt and dispatch, as the name suggests, compulsorily you must have received bags, mails from particular officers, those particulars, and then compulsorily you need to close bags. Even if you don't have an article, you have to take out a blank like nil report and close it to the particular office so that that concerned office is not going to be they're not going to be in doubt whether they received the article or not. So they have to receive a nil list. Closing back allocation, who is going to do, which RSA is going to close to which office. This kind of assignment is going to be, data is going to be contained in, is called as closing back allocation. Beat master, like each delivery office is going to contain particular areas to which it is going to deliver. That is called as beat master. Data, that is the delivery location, the pin code spread, that is assigned in beat master. I mean that data is stored in beat master. Bulk addressing master means what? Like if there is a post office and under the delivery of the post office, there is a hospital, there is an institution, the education institution. So sometimes there may you this famous institution, the people who are addressing to these institutions, they may forget to write the pin code and stuff like that. So whenever you are looking up the addressee master, you will be able to get to okay, this institution is under the delivery of this office. So we need to close it to that office. So this information will be contained in bulk addressee matter. Pin code help category master. Name itself is going to suggest. Categories means what? Pin code help means delivery office, every delivery office pin code. You can look it up. What do you mean by category master in that? Based upon this institution, and it is going to categorize the offices. So that is called as pin code help category master. Transit office, you saw that we have office of origin, office of destination. Apart from this, there will also be an office through which these bags will be passing through. So those offices are called transit office. Like you may not have direct connectivity to the office of destination. So there might be a transit office present. So in that case, what are all the transit office present? So those data is going to be here. System parameter. What I mean by system parameter, like this software needs this office to be running, this Windows to be running. So this is the minimum requirement of a system. So this is the minimum requirement. This is the minimum storage requirement. So there are different kind of parameters required. So these are called as system parameters. That is a term that you need to remember. So we saw registration department. We have so far seen ordinary, which is sorting department. Next is the registration, in which we saw AMPC. Next we saw registration department, under which we saw CRC. Next we are going to see the parcel department. What do you mean by parcel department? Just the same like registered and sorting. Just remember, what did the registered sorting assistant do? He received the bags from the HSA, sorted it out, and then he is going to, at the end of the day, give it back to the HSC. So there is nothing separate or special about this. It is the same thing, just like the RSA. The PSA is also going to do the same work. And as just like RSA, he is also going to complete the work paper and hand over things to HSA. So apart from the next one is 95th rule. What does the 95th rule speak about? Okay, what are all the documents that are going to be received or it is going to be sent along with a parcel? So just take in case if it is an insured parcel. We know that any kind of insured, whether it's parcel or registered, acknowledgement is compulsory. An acknowledgement card is compulsory. There is no provision to exclude the acknowledgement card if you have written the word insured on the article, regardless of whether it's a parcel or a letter. So by default, there should be an acknowledgement card. If it is an unregistered parcel, like it's not going to be an registered parcel, it's going to be an unregistered parcel. It's compulsory. We have already known from other volumes and other guides. You have to write it as URP, which is unregistered parcel. Suppose there is a letter on it, RPL which means registered parcel with AD, but acknowledgement is not received. Then what do you do with it? See, then you have to record it in the parcel list. You have to bring it to the notice of the head sorting assistant. Look, received a parcel, but there is no. It is written that it is accompanied with a acknowledgement card, but there is no card with it. Record it in the parcel list and bring it to the notice of the HSA, and then you are going to proceed in the normal due course. Suppose, and the rule number 936 is number slips affixed to parcel mail articles. What I mean by number slips? So, your slip is going to have containing a number and the name stamp of the office of posting. So this number is going to be like containing the parcel number that is being assigned to that particular office. This is called as the number slip. So in case of insured parcel, weight also should be noted along with the slip. Parcel abstract, just like any abstract, there's going to be receipt, there is going to be issues. How many number of parcels you received? You should have dispatched the same number of parcels. So it has to be tallied and it has to be signed by the concerned parcel sorting assistant. What will be his preparatory work? Just like every other sorting assistant, he has to get the advance, scissors, stationery, list, whatever. Along with that, he also has to see that sufficient number of empty bags are in his custody, so that if there are more than many number of parcels involved, the number of bags that is required for parcel is going to be naturally more. So he has to get ready with all of those stuff before proceeding to sort it. So whenever you're receiving parcels, if the parcel is going to be big, they will not be generally closed inside a bag. So those are loose parcels. If there are small parcels, they will be put inside a mail bag. They will be put inside the bag and separate parcel bag will be closed. So a parcel sorting assistant can receive a parcel either through bags or as loose. When he receives the parcels in loose, then where will he give the receipt? He will give the receipt in the mail list itself because there is not going to be a separate parcel list. In the mail list, there will be like three registered bags, one account bag, one loose parcel. It will be written in the mail list. So for this loose parcel, the concerned parcel sorting assistant will be giving an acknowledgement. In case if it is closed inside the bag, naturally he is going to give the acknowledgement in the parcel list only. Sorry, in the parcel abstract. 1 minute. From the head sorting assistant, if he is receiving it, he is going to give the acknowledgement in parcel abstract. So if he is not going to give it, if there is only loose parcels received from him, then he has to give the acknowledgement in the mail list itself. So nothing but in the note 2 what they are given is if there is a separate, apart from the parcel sorting assistant and the registered sorting assistant, if there is a separate designated person who is assigned the work just for opening the mails, if there is a separate mail opener, then what will happen is the superintendent will prescribe a separate list, whatever is like parcel bags, parcel list, loose parcel, who should transfer, everything will be done by the mail opener. Everything that has to be done by the mail opener will be described by the superintendent, and based on that, the mail opener will transfer the parcels to the concerned sorting assistant under accordance. Next is receipt. Every missent, just like how we saw in registered articles, if you are receiving the missent articles, you're going to enter it, giving it to the knowledge of the HSA for further dispatch. Next is sorting. Naturally, as per the sorting case diagram only, you're going to sort the parcels. And when the work is not done during the idle hours or work is completed, it should always be kept it closed, and key should be with the custody of the parcel sorting assistant. If it is an insured parcel, insured parcel, you are going, yeah, the concerned parcel assistant, insured parcel assistant is handling an insured parcel, and that insured parcel is addressed to an office. Like this rule is practically not possible nowadays, because as far as inland post is concerned, almost every office is accepting insured booking. Like every sub office has the authority to book and deliver the insured articles, insured parcels. In case if there are offices for which it has to close back and that office is not having the authorization to book the insured articles, the concerned mail office need not worry about it. They can still deliver them. So they have to just forward it to the concerned office. Rule number 102. What does it mean? So by the end of the day, every work is done. You're going to give it to the HSA under acquittance. Naturally, he gave acquittance for receiving the articles and the abstract. So while handing it back, he's going to get the acknowledgement in the parcel abstract. So if there are, like he has to close bags to 10 offices, one of the office did not receive any articles, any parcel, then he has to close a simple parcel list, mentioned called as blank parcel list. We call it as BPL. If it is registered list, we call as BRL, blank registered list. So that it has to be mentioned that you did close the bag, but just that it does not contain any article. So you have to complete the abstract, that is by default, and then you have to complete the work paper and hand over to the HSA. The workflow is just the same as that of registered department. These are all the things regarding parcel. If you have studied registered, there is literally nothing different. When you compare it with parcel, there is nothing going to be different. Just that parcels can also be received on loose. And loose, if you are receiving the loose parcels, you give acknowledgement in the mail list. Next, we are going to see about transit section and transit mail offices. Whenever you are encountering the word transit, it should occur to you that that particular office, particular article, and particular bag will not be doing any work. It is literally going to be just received in the same condition that it was received is going to be dispatched. So what do you mean by sections and mail officers that are doing the work of transit? What is their work? Generally, sections and mail officers, they are going to receive, they are going to sort, they are going to dispatch. Everything is going to be handled by them. But when we see transit, such kind of work is not going to be involved. Then what is their work? That is described in chapter 4. First, we are going to see about the sections. Who is the in charge of a section? We saw in the very first slide, in charge of a section is a mail guard or a mail agent. What will be his duty? He has to just receive the bags and then dispatch the bags as per the list. Apart from this, if the particular section has a letterbox, that is LB, they have to clear it. That the articles that are posted in the LB will be sorted and their bags will be closed. Now, the TBs are opened and TBs are disposed. Why? What is necessary to open a TB? TB means inside the TB transit bags, they are not going to, there is not going to be separate articles. There are literally going to be other bags. Like there will be other small registered bags, a small parcel bag, or small insured bag or some contents like this will be enclosed in the transit bag, and these transit bag will be addressed to that section. So in that case, the section will open the transit bag and they will take out the bags inside that. And if the one registered bag is addressed to that first station, and next the other registered bag is addressed to the second station, so they are going to segregate the bags as a whole, and then they are going to dispose them. So when they are going to receive the bag, if they are letterbox articles, they are going to check the bags or the articles, and then they are going to be disposed. If necessary, they can also prepare the registration title. Just like the other works, they're going to any irregularity is going to be noted down, and work paper is going to be completed. So just like in mail office, there is also going to be a set-in section also. So whoever is going to come and go, they should. It is automatically understood that an attendance register will be maintained, and they should sign their attendance, and they should also be. It is very important that they are punctual. Why? Because their set is going to begin at a particular time, and the time that their set ends, another set will begin their work. So there cannot be overtime work and he should not report late, which will cause a delay in the ending of the set. So such kind of things should not occur. That is why it's very important to keep a punctuality. That's why attendance of a set is being laid out separately as a rule. And he should also ensure that he should not bring separate personal luggage with him. Why? They are literally handling bags inside a section. So along with that, if you're throwing in your personal luggage, it will cause confusion and there will be mislocation. Like you may get lost with your luggage, or your luggage may be blocking another bag. So such kind of things should be avoided. That is why you are not allowed to bring any personal luggage with them. Apart from handbags and bedding, like if the section is going to cover long distance, if you're going to travel in the section for a long distance, then you can bring a bedding also. So if required, if the section is like handling heavy number of bags, you need extra stuff, then that will also be filed in the daily report. We saw that the daily report is literally anything out of ordinary will be reported in the daily report. So if it is extra stuff, which is extraordinary, like out of the ordinary, you are going to report it in the daily report. If they're going to be running sections, then instead of attendance, they can also use the daily report. Like normally they're going to be there. If they're not working or if it is going to be extra people, it has to be recorded in the daily report. Next is examination of van. Why is this examination of van important? Like literally, you have to ensure that the compartment that is going to transit the bag, whether it is if you are taking it as a van, the how good is the van? There should not be any holes in it, and it should be like nothing should be there that is damaged that will damage the bags that are being transported inside the van. Their fittings, the windows, and lamps. Why is lamp? Because lighting is important if you're going to search for a bag and stuff like that. Literally, even the lighting becomes important. So before you're commencing the trip, ensure the condition of the van, and after completion, check the van before leaving so that no bag is left out, and check the condition of the light in the van again before the termination of the trip. What are all the preliminary work? What is the preliminary work? So the one thing that I was saying it in extra here is, so far we saw it in like section separately. We saw what is the work of sorting assistant, what is the work of registration sorting assistant, insured, parcel. Here we are seeing the preparatory work of a mail agent. We are seeing that he has to open the portfolio first. Why is it important? Why didn't we see opening of a portfolio in other section? Because we were seeing about mail office. In mail office, the portfolio is in the custody of the HSA, and we saw it in the duties of the HSA. Okay, now we are going to see what is the preliminary. If we are talking about preliminary work of a mail agent, naturally he is the in charge of the office. He has to open the portfolio. Whatever is required is going to be contained in the portfolio only. Then he has to arrange the empty bags. Like he sees that he opens the transit bag that is addressed to that station. If he sees two registered bags to station one, next three registered bags to station two. He is opening the next transit bag. He is finding two more bags to station one and three more bags to station two. In that case, what he has to do, is going to close a separate bag for station one and station two, which will contain the bags that they received in from the transit bag. Okay, so he has to have empty bags also ready. So if there is a changing station, what I mean by changing station, like they are going to hand over, this is going to end and the journey is going to end. The other person, the other section is going to, like, their work is going to be continued over. So they're going to hand over the bags. Like if the line is very long, like the travel section is very long, the same section will not be, I mean, the same van will not be covering the entirety of the distance. So if they're meeting the other van for which will be carrying forward this run, then they have to see that it is being correctly transferred. All the bags is going to be correctly transferred to the other van. So everything has to be seen clearly, and you have to give a, if you are receiving the bags from the other van, give acknowledgement. So these kind of things and all will happen in the changing station. See that you are giving acknowledgement and you have also received the acknowledgement from the bags. Where do you do this? Naturally in the mail list. What about the receipt and dispatch of mails? See, whatever you are going to be receiving the mails, that will be naturally controlled by the mail agent or mail card. Now, in case of this receipt, and we are going to the other aspect when it comes to section is where is this receipt and dispatch going to happen? Like if there is going to be two doorways. If it is a mail van, there will be two doorways. There will be main entrance, and then there will also be an entrance in the storage position. Through both of these doorways, mails can be received or exchanged. What about the unregistered articles? If there are letterbox, then there are letterboxes. Then the contents of the letterbox have to be taken out, and then based on that, how are they going to sort out? That will be already given. Those things and that will already be directed by the superintendent of RMS. As per their direction, they're going to act on the articles. Certificate of posting is not that is not prevalent now. We have removed it. Next is treatment of late letters. We saw that if the late letters are containing the late fee, I mean letters that are containing the late fee will be dispatched in normal course. If they are not containing the late fee, they will not be dispatched in the next dispatch. I mean, whatever the dispatch immediate, in that they will not send that letter which is now received or posted without late fee. They will detain it, and after leaving one dispatch, in the next dispatch only the article will be dispatched. Section can book registered articles, but they cannot do insured registration. Like they cannot book insured articles. So when are they going to close these mails? And the hours and all, everything is going to be fixed. They cannot just be closing whenever they like. So at this hours, close this back because they're going to be moving forward. Next station will come. So at what time they have to close the bags, everything will be fixed. So we saw that generally the articles are going to be separated as per the articles that are posted in the letterbox. They're going to be sorted as per the direction of the SRM. And apart from that, they have also received the bags. So the correctness of the bag should be ensured by the supervisor, who is none other than mail guard or mail agent. So before you're quitting the van or the section office, what should they do? We just saw nothing should be damaged. The van should be in perfect condition, like the condition with which it started. Apart from that, in the portfolio, they had to replace the stamps and everything, like for the next session, for the next day. So everything should be prepared, ready, and it has to be closed. And it has to be handed over to the record office. Which one? The empty bags, not the portfolio. Portfolio will be in the custody of the mail agent. The empty bag should be handed over. Like after segregating, you see that the number of bags you received is higher, whereas you don't have to close so many bags. Then the bags, there will be at the end of the trip, you're going to have a lot of empty bags in your hand. So hand over the empty bags to the record office. Then whatever mails you have to deliver, that also will be delivered. Then you have to just, if it is a mail office, you're going to lock it and then retain the in his personal custody. If in case it is going to be continued by the next mail agent in the next set, then you are going to hand over everything to him, and as usual, acknowledgement will be obtained in the mail list. See, everything is computerized. We saw two computerized centers now: AMPC, Automatic Mail Processing Center; CRC, Computerized Registered Sorting Center. Now we are going to see Transit Mail Office is also computerized. So whenever you are seeing computerized stuff, just compare this with CRC. What did we see in CRC? Who will be the in charge? System administrator. It is just the same, nothing different. She is going to be the in charge for the passwords, security of data, settings, backup, everything. He is going to be responsible. Head mail agent. We saw there as supervisor. Here it is going to be head mail agent. Just like the supervisor, what a supervisor did, what are all the duties of a supervisor in a CRC? It will be done by the head mail agent in a CTMO. So he has to ensure the timely opening, timely closing of bags, who is going to do what work. Everything will be assigned by the head mail assistant, mail agent. In the absence of a system admin, he is also going to discharge those duties. And like for general working of the section, he has the transit mail office. He is also going to ensure that there are sufficient number of bags available. If there is excess, he is going to remit to the record office. Such kind of things, and the being the supervisor, he has to handle that. Then what about mail agent? What are all the duties of a registered sorting assistant in CRC? Similar kind of thing in mail. Similar duties are done by the mail agent. So as per the allocation, they are going to do their work. How many bags they have to close? Like if this is also done in computer only. In computer, they're going physically if they receive 10 bags. In computer also they have like physically if they receive 100 bags, computer also it will be given as 100 bags. And then he has to see that after opening a bag, if the bag contains several bags, everything is going to be done simultaneously through the software also. So if he has received just like what did an RSA do? If he had after sorting, if he had articles that are addressed to officers to which he cannot close the bags, he is going to transfer the articles to concerned RSA, who will be closing it to the concerned destination. Same thing is done by the mail agent also. If one mail agent cannot close back to that particular office, but he has received the bag, then inside the transit bag, then he is going to hand over the bag to the concerned mail agent, to the other mail agent who is going to close the bag to the particular office. And naturally, it will also be done in the software. So they have to transfer it, get the acknowledgement as well as give acknowledgement. So everything is just the same. Extra thing is they have to do through computerized also. So CTMO has system admin, head mail agent, and mail agent. So this is what we saw about transit sections. In the next session, we will continue about chapter 5. Thank you.